Las Vegas, Nevada. It's week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders taking on Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos.
Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Denver Broncos and the Las Vegas Raiders. Again, everyone, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And, Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
Two 1-2 teams, each hoping to get back to 500, and we're underway in week 4. Taken at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. And as the Raiders take over on offense, we get to see the man who has been the leader of this team for 9 seasons now, under center Derek Carr.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Adams. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. He goes right back to Adams. That's complete. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 15 carries, 83 yards, and a touchdown.
And those numbers have both he and his blockers motivated this week. They saw that yardage total climbing, but stopped short of 100. Every one of them has to be driven this week to help them reach the century mark.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called a big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 44-yard line. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Second down, Jacobs once more.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Working from the gun, it's Carr.
Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 23. So not only do they get the completion and the conversion there on 3rd down, but tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Yeah, they had the first down anyway, had that in their hip pocket, but now with that penalty yardage, that turns out to be a pretty big play.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Carr. Throw right side, going to be caught by Waller. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. To throw again on 2nd down. Carr. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Keelan Cole, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Montrell Washington on the return from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Time for our first look at the Denver offense. And, of course, the new face of the Broncos, 9-time Pro Bowler while in Seattle, Russell Wilson.
Now, the meeting we had with him this week, that's one of the briefer ones we've ever had, isn't it?
He wasn't too happy after last week.
Not happy. Really determined to play a whole lot better, and he really can't play a whole lot worse. He's got to go out and show the team that the goods that he exhibited early are still there. Otherwise, he could lose the confidence that they have in him.
And hoping to get rid of that interception bug. And able to steer clear of that first tackler as he works his way forward for about 4. The numbers on the ground for Williams a week ago. 10 carries, 65 yards.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer. Exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive. Stop them on the first drive defensively.
On 4th down, Sam Martin is on to punt for the Broncos. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them.
But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood. I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
On second down, Jacobs. A 4-yard pickup that gets them going forward, but still 15 yards left on third down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And Waller taking it in over the middle. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive. It comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 44-yard line. To throw his Carr. It's caught here by Adams. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. And the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. For those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Looking to throw again on second down. Carr. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Once again, it's Jacobs. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Here's Carr to throw. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown. Foster Moreau, his first touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Carlson on for the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Wilson. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
38-yard line, 2nd and 11. Here's Wilson. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Again, Wilson. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Bilal Nichols drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the 1st quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raiders offense ready to go. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just now supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Play action to Drake, now Carr. He'll look downfield for Waller. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to have it here just past the 25. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this 1st quarter.
Sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and you can't do it all on one throw.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 26. After the interception, here's Wilson. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the 1st quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. picked off by Jayon Brown. And the Raiders are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time. And you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
Over the middle, that's caught by Adams.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
On first down, Carr.
He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
From the 44, Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, it pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing again on second down. Wilson. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be from 56 yards out. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment.
A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Carr now on first down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
He's got it at the 15. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Carr going to throw. He'll set up the screen to Drake. Touchdown, Raiders! 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr.
And the Raiders have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that, because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league, but this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Two fantastic games coming up to wrap up Week 4, the first weekend in October. Tonight, the Chiefs and Buccaneers from Tampa. That's a rematch of Super Bowl 55, of course. And then Monday night, rematch of last year's NFC Championship game, the Rams and Niners from Santa Clara. Coverage on that one, 8:15 Eastern.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
The Broncos on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11. Throwing is Wilson.
That's complete. It's Okwuegbunam.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try to put some points on the board.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory.
And the safety, Trayvon Merrick, up to make the play defensively.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now it's Wilson. And a throw right sideline is complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 34-yard line. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, here's Wilson.
He'll get this to Hamler over the middle.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 15-yard line. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
And that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit, or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays, and it was finished by the touchdown run from the 15. fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Time again to see Josh Jacobs and this Vegas offense operate.
First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. And I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted.
That's complete to his tight end, Waller. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Carr. And that's complete to Adams. And they're going to get this up to midfield. From midfield, here's Carr. Quickly a slant to Renfro. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Back to the running game with Jacobs. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1.
I haven't met a defensive coordinator yet that thinks 2nd and 2 is a fun situation to try and defend. Playbook is wide open for an offense, partner.
Nice job holding to 1 after that 8-yard pickup on 1st down. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, though, if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
On 1st down, Drake. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now they'll throw with Carr. Throw left side complete. That's Drake. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive. From the gun, it's Carr. They're finding Keelan Cole. And the Raiders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Jacobs
No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
They go power. This is Johnson, the fullback. Stops short. Down at the 1. Had the broken tackle, but couldn't get it all the way home. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll run it with Jacobs. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Carlson now to add the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. That drive, a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
And coming out now, the Broncos.
As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive. So we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time.
And this throw will be intercepted.
Picked off by Rocky Sin. And the Raiders are going to take over at their own 41. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment.
He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And the pass complete to Waller on the out route.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Carr now on 1st down. Throw left side, taken in by Renfro.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Carr to throw again.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here's Carr. That's caught. It's DeMarcus Robinson.
And he is going to have the Raiders' 1st down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows 1st down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. And that's incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. But I think the Raiders are going to be able to hold on to it, yes. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be taken at the 13. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson. He'll get that complete to Alberto. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Right side, it's Hamler pulling it in. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. They're going right back to Hamler. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. The kick by McManus is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In our game has been the play of Derek Carr that's led the way. His 3 touchdown passes have his guys out in front. As we hand things back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. This taken in at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive?
on that play sheet for any of those coordinators. They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there of 22.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find answers, and they've got to find them quick.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 13-yard line. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Javonte Williams.
A 13-yard touchdown run.
And the Broncos are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage partners. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Phillips now from the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as they get this up to the 29.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half.
And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Carr now to throw. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
A good down to possibly take a shot. And, in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw going to be taken in by Cole.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Frankly, I don't know that this defense knows what to do anymore. Just look at their body language out there. The passing game has absolutely been relentless throughout.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Again, they'll throw with Carr. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it second down. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Here's Jacobs. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. White will score. Touchdown, Raiders. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Carlson on for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was finished off with a touchdown run by Zamir White. Taken in at the 3. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Denver's offense now set to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On 2nd down, Williams. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They go play action with Wilson. And the Raiders have got him. Malone Nichols picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Denver. .39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Raiders now to take over. They were losers a week ago to Tennessee, but they're on top right now as they come up here 1st and 10. Drake will start the drive on the ground. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. From the gun now on 3rd down. Carr over the middle, complete. That's Cole. And he is going to have the Raiders' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Here's Carr to throw. And he'll just get rid of it.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. We often give credit to the O-line. There, two tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
On first down, they go right back to Hunt. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Wilson. Open man Hamler. That's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. Albert Okwuegbunam, the intended target. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. On first down, Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 27. Up the middle, it's Williams. Down to the 25. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Wilson. Being chased out left. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Raiders pick it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Carr, a handoff here to Drake.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. To throw, it's Carr. Caught out right by Renfro. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
On first down, Carr. He's going to air one out. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. So the deep ball giveth, and now the deep ball taketh away.
Man, you're getting deep on me here. I like that. Going to the next level and what you're thinking. And when you think about all the success he's had throwing the football so far, sometimes when you're doing that, you think you're invincible out there. But he was given a cold dose of reality on that throw.
And Denver getting set to take the field. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 10. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. There's Wilson to throw. He'll drop this down to Williams. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. There's Wilson. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And taken at the 46. So both teams trade touchdowns in the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now a run up the middle with Drake. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Right back to Drake. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught, he'd have a good chance of getting that 1st down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
So Carr will depart, and on comes the Raider kicker Daniel Carlson for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 48. The kick by Carlson is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Raiders pick it up. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
As that ball got away from him, and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
First down, here's White. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Second and 5 now. Carr under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. Draymond Jones able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. A CD, a little bit of feast or famine for him. He's had some success throwing the football, but also now he's been sacked 4 times.
Yeah, you just mentioned the 4 sacks, but you're right. He has managed to hang in there and make plays at times. His offensive line, they've got to figure it out and pick things up and give him more opportunities, and he has to help them by getting rid of the ball a little bit quicker as well.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
So Carr exits on 4th down, and on comes Daniel Carlson for the field goal try. Made his first, this now from 42 yards out. Carlson able to put this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a 1st down.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And the Raiders are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. And that's now a half-dozen interceptions for him over the last 2 games. Because CD, remember, he threw 3 in the last ball game and now 3 more here.
And the way that you present it, partner, I'm not sure what sounds worse, right? Half a dozen over the last 2 games or 3 the last game, 3 this game. Either way, it's way too many. And that's something they'll have to work on, hoping to get through the rest of this game without having to address it again.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at the 40. He starts by handing this off to Drake. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Carr's throw complete here to Waller. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the 4th quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground with Drake. And some room to work. 20. And he's taken down, but not before he gets to the Broncos' 13. All told, it's an even 30 and a 1st down.
Every player I know tends to play the game in his mind before it actually happens. There's no way he thought that at this stage of the game, this would be his first big run like that.
Yeah, but it's got to feel for him like the floodgates open, a sigh of relief. Now we'll see if things can open up for him.
See if it can continue.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They will run with White out of the shotgun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 7 yards left for 2nd down. Ball at the 10. They'll go up the middle with White. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. Now Carr. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. They'll try and run with a fullback Johnson. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Carr going to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Now Carr. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
They've been stopped twice at the 1. Can they finally break through on 3rd and goal? Throwing now is Carr. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. Malik McDowell in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, they took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
Denver's offense ready to go again.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Throwing is Wilson. Another completion here to Hunt. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. This offense so far on 3rd down, lacking much success. Just 2 for 7 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Escaping the pressure right. And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down.
Well, here's a classic second guess. I thought he had a better chance of a positive play if he just ran it himself. The coverage downfield was really good. That one falls incomplete.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Josie Jewell. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Now McManus for the extra point. And the lead is down to 20. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On first down, Drake. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 49 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Up the middle they go with Drake. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They run straight ahead here with White. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. 6 yards on that last play. Here's second and 4. They stay on the ground with White. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A 5-yard gain there makes it first and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got it first and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. On first and goal, Drake. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. The ball situated at the 9. Second and goal. They'll try again with Drake. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a third and goal.
Big play coming here. It's third and goal.
Now a handoff for Drake. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A good run that time. They couldn't close him down, and now 9 yards makes for a very different situation on fourth and goal. All right, ball at the 1-yard line, fourth down. What do you say?
I say go, because if you can't get 1 yard, what's the old adage? If I can't get 1 yard, I don't deserve to win anyway. Tell your team it's that time. Who's going to get down into the trenches, grind it out, and make sure that ball gets in the end zone? Who's it going to be? Let's go do it.
Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on fourth down. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle.
So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders.
And it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow, and for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour and something that you noticed along the way. Just about every camp we visited, when the defense got together, everyone was doing ball drills. Defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, because they understood how vital it was to take the football away. And they wanted every opportunity. When the ball was knocked free, they want all those guys to be familiar with touching the ball so they can pick up the fumble or get the interception.